Perfect. I see more people joining, and I think we can get started with this really, really excited webinar. Again, I know I might seem repetitive, but thank you so much for everyone for making the effort to join us. I know it's working hours, not easy. We're so thrilled to have you all here. My name is Daphne Lozano. I'll be your host for today in this very interesting webinar. I'm from Mexico, but I'm currently working abroad, thanks to the perks of remote working. But I'm currently, or most of my time, I'm in Mexico, and that's why I wanted to know where are you guys from, so we can see if we can connect and collaborate in a lot of ways. Before getting things started, I'll give you a brief intro of what is Team International, so you got a little idea of who we are. Team International is a global IT solution company, and our mission is to provide our partners with unparalleled access to top-tier tech, talent, and best-in-class IT solutions. As a tech company without borders, we address challenges in business process optimizations and continuity, secure IT infrastructure management, and user-centric UX designs. Our expertise spans a range of high-growth verticals, including, but not limited to technology, media and telecommunication, business services, financial services, and teletransportation. If you want to know more about our services and solutions, please visit our website, teaminternational.com. But to get things started, I see a lot of people joining. Again, I want to know your countries. Where are you from? I want to know your roles. We want to understand how much do you guys have knowledge of AI? And in that order of ideas, I also want to share with you this quote. AI, it's 10%, and I am 90%. And no, I'm not taking any claims on this quote. This quote is a claim to Chris Ruby, the owner of Public Relationships and Social Media Agency at Ruby Media Group. And I think regardless of where we are, regardless of our role, I think we are all kind of feeling the same feeling about AI, right? I think we can all understand what this quote is addressing. But tell me in the chat, who agrees with it? Who disagrees with it? Do you actually think that AI is 10% and you're 90? Do you actually feel like that's not the things? How do you feel about it? I know that things are getting pretty wild out there, and I have the perfect way of showcasing this. Let's watch this video.
Okay, so amazingly enough, this is not me talking. It's my face and voice trained into an AI avatar. So I can basically type anything I want into a context window and boom, I get a video of my AI avatar saying it. I can also speak in different languages, so I could say, 所有的松饼都在哪里? Or, lemmikkilohikäärmeeni pitää parempana spagettia. But you don't get all my wonderful facial expressions, and it falls a little flat, so I will probably wait till the next iteration of this. Still, it's pretty freaking wild.
Pretty wild, huh? At this point, I think that some of us get the feeling that you're going to be replaced by an avatar. I think that not everyone gets the feeling of AI until we see something like this, and things are getting pretty wild. And let me tell you something else. This is the reason that 45% of US adults say that they're equally concerned and excited about the increase of the use of AI in everyday life. But that's not the point of view on entrepreneurs, because more than 60% of companies already incorporated generative AI into their work environment. And 25% of the companies uses AI for data support and analytic tasks. Yep, you heard it, data support. And not only that, but they're estimated that AI will reduce the workload of their employees by an impressive 60 to 70%. Oh my God, that is one crazy number, right? One of the sectors that is taking advantage of it the most is marketing, and as you heard, also data. So at this point, I would love to go and dive deeper into the matter of AI, into the world of marketing and AI and data, excuse me. Therefore, I would like to introduce to you our Team International experts in marketing and data. Alejandra Urquijo, she's a forward thinker, marketing manager with over 15 years of experience in spanning retail, FMCG, media, advertising, BPOs, and technology in companies in UK and Australia. She's currently based in Colombia, but she has been working all over the place in all our different countries. Leveraging data and analytics, she develops sustainable and relevant products and services into communication and brands that will resonate with customers. Welcome, Alejandra.
Hi, Daph. Thank you very much for that introduction. I'm very, very excited to be here. And thank you all who have joined over the past 10 minutes now. So I'm really looking forward to the next hour and everything that we'll be talking about.
Thank you so much. And I would also like to introduce to you Victoria Perotti, one of our incredible data gurus, data analysts. She's based in Argentina, and with more than 5 years in the field, she has proven to be a consummate expert in BI and ETL tools, collaborating quickly with various technical teams and interested parties. She has cooperated with companies and startups from industries like retail, government, IT, financial, advertising and marketing, media, and telecommunications in a variety of consulting projects. Thank you so much for being here, Victoria.
Thank you. And hello, everyone. Thank you for joining and engaging in this webinar. We trust that the upcoming discussion on generative AI in this hour will not only be informative, but will also offer you valuable insights for your current and future careers.
Now, following what I was addressing in the intro, ladies, let's get things started. I would love to know, Ale, what is your perception about the adoption of these new technologies? Oh, wait a minute. I think you're muted. Let me help you out here because I think you're muted. There we go.
I'm here.
Perfect.
You're muting me. Well, I think that, when it comes to AI, probably we feel like it's been around for a while now. But I do believe that it's still a long field to conquer. I think we all have experienced it to an extent, but the truth is that we still have like very little information, and most of it's very led by word of mouth. I think one of the key benefits that AI has is related to time. And now that we have everything pretty much in our fingertips with our phones, I think being fast feels like it's no longer an option, but almost like a way of living. So when it comes to business, now that we are in a very business-driven conversation, it's clear that the companies that are able to deliver fast are the ones that will be developing a significant competitive advantage. Now, the question that I ask is how to do it well, because this is where AI plays a significant role. So I don't like just giving my opinion because that's what I think. I always like giving it based on data. So I found some pretty interesting facts, which in a way tells us that, we are still in a very early stages of this technology, with only 22% of firms that are aggressively pursuing the integration of AI across a wide variety of technology products and business workflows. 33% of firms are engaging in limited implementation of AI, and 45% of firms are still in the exploration phase. So like I said at the beginning, the territory to conquer, it's still ginormous. Now, obviously, there are some negative perceptions out there, especially that one that the AI is going to basically replace us. But again, I went online and I started looking at some data, and I found some interesting facts as well that I want to share with you. One of them is that AI technology is expected to create 12 million more jobs than it is expected to replace. I think this is, overwhelming. Jobs are anticipated to be in high demand, with 97 million specialists needed in AI industry by 2025. This means that there will be a migration of roles, people not doing any longer what they're doing, but migrating into AI development roles. And finally, startups are like the visionaries of the industries. So last year, the companies that received, 25% of the companies received investment based on their AI capacities, meaning if they were AI related. So again, I think really, really critical facts that we need to be sharing to spread the word that, this is not a very scary place. But, this is just my perception. I'm sure that Victoria, that it's our expert, she will have a more interesting opinion. And what I really, really want to understand, because based on all this, is that we all understand what AI means. So I don't think there's a better person than Victoria to probably talk to us a little more about it. So Vic?
Hi, thank you, Alejandra. So let's start from the basics, right? What are the basics? So when thinking about generative AI, one of the first tools that may come to mind, it is ChatGPT. Wouldn't you agree? So ChatGPT serves as a form of generative AI, fostering content creation and information retrieval. So basically, it represents a particular implementation of generative AI. But before we dive into explaining generative AI and its associated topics for today's webinar, let's take a moment to explore the fundamentals of both AI and generative AI. So back then, in 1952, four computer and cognitive scientists, namely McCarthy, Minsky, Rochester, and Shannon, introduced a definition that brought the first concept of AI to life. AI is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines. Over the years, this concept has evolved to refer to the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. So it comprehends a wide range of technologies and techniques that enable machines to perform tasks that they are typically require human intelligence, such as understanding natural languages, recognizing patterns, learning from experience, self-correction, and making decisions. So here you may see some examples of human activities that correlate with some advances or some aspects of AI. So understanding natural languages might be like reading a book, recognizing patterns, identifying faces in a crowd, or self-correction, adjusting one speech after making a grammatical error. So then, now let's dig in what generative AI is. And I will give you some context about its background and its functionalities. So generative AI, also called Gen AI, it is a subset of artificial intelligence that especially focus on generating new content, such as images, text, music, videos, or any type of media that mimic human-like creative processes. So unlike traditional AI systems that are often used for clarifications, prediction, or optimization of tasks, generative AI models are designed to produce new data that is similar to, but not identical to, existing data. So this system are trained on large data sets and then learn to generate new content by understanding patterns and structure within data with the use of AI. And then let's talk about, and what do you think? What was generative AI developed a couple of years ago? What do you think of?
I just sent out as I said at the beginning, a survey into the Q&A. Go into the Q&A. Let us know how many years have generative AI been around. I want to know your opinion on this. We want to know how much do you think we have had this amazing solution? We have a couple of options. You don't have, this is not an open-ended question. We have some options, so go ahead and take a quick guess. A few years has got me. Let me share again the question in the chat. It's under the Q&A, but I'm gonna share it also here in the comments so you guys can see. Jose, I see that 5 to 10 years, 15 years, 10 years. What do you think, Vic?
Hi. So thanks for all the answers, and I think that part of you might be choose the most accurate response, which is plus 50 years old. So if I'm more precise, it's 92 years old. So also these advanced technologies is considered brand new. Generative AI is deep-rooted in history and innovation. So back then in 1932, the engineer Short at Rudney invented the early translating machine, also called the mechanical brain. This machine automatically translated between languages using paper tape. Then in 1957, the linguistic Noam Chomsky published Syntactic Grammatic, which described grammatical rules for parsing and also generating natural language sentences. Then in 1968, the MIT computer scientist Joseph Weizenbaum created the first chatbot called Elisa, which simulated conversation with a psychotherapist. It's amazing, isn't it? So as you may see in the Gen AI evolution chronological image, among the decades that follow, recent innovation occurred, and it was in 2021 when OpenAI introduced DAL-E. And then afterward, in December 2022, this same company released ChatGPT.
Wow. But let's think a little bit more because I'm really curious, Vic. What are some of the generative AI tools that you think people can get a better or brighter idea nowadays? What can be something that you say, you know what? These are two examples that you guys actually use it on a daily basis.
So basically, two of the most commonly well-known AI applications that we are using nowadays, or they are used nowadays in different companies, it is chatbots and virtual assistants. So how do these two software applications benefit from the inclusion of generative AI technology? So basically, because Gen AI improves their capabilities, it can understand and can respond to user inputs in a more dynamic and human-like manner. So this had been achieved through the advanced natural language processing algorithm that enable the chatbot or a virtual assistant to comprehend the context of a conversation and later generate relevant responses. So what it is actually a chatbot? It is a software application designed to simulate human conversation. Yes, actually, these little guys can talk and test like that. But the goal of helping user to find information and complete tasks. Then they are kind of like a help shop assistant because jumps in when you're browsing some stuff, offering assistance, answering your question, or suggesting even products, except they are online 24/7 and they don't need coffee breaks. So we have two main. They are the type of chatbots, rule-based and AI-powered. But then, what it is a virtual assistant? So basically, it's like the elder sibling of a chatbot. They are AI-based software designed to assist users just like a human assistant will, but they can do much more than just chat. They can integrate systems, perform tasks, learn and adapt based on user behavior and preferences. So when you ask Siri to play your favorite song or Alexa to order a cooking book from Amazon, you are just interacting with a virtual assistant in this case. And then here we have an example of a US company where you may see that Julie is a virtual assistant in this case. So Ale, I would like to know what AI application examples can you think of for marketing?
Right. So I think when it comes to marketing, most of us marketeers think on creative ways on how we can translate a trending topic, a new technology, something that really resonates with our target audience and turn it into a communications opportunity. So thinking on that, doing my research, I came across a campaign that the brand Heinz did, which basically used AI to create the design of the labels of their bottles. I'm not sure what software or tool or anything they used, but from a marketing perspective, I think they managed to create something amazing, integrating technology, branding, and creating an experience for consumers that was personalized enough that became viral, which is pretty much the dream of any marketeer. So having said that, I have no idea what software it was. Probably you do, Vic. This is the example.
Okay, I think that it was the advanced image generator DAL-E 2 that generate images from prompt text and also existing images. So there, as far as I understood and the story about that, it's like to search for everything from ketchup scuba diving to ketchup in outer space. That is how they actually came to this product, where they found that there were a lot of bottles of Heinz under those names, considering ketchup. So therefore, if we return back to the fundamentals of generative AI, DAL-E creates new content that is similar to, but not identically to either an existing image or a text.
I have a question because the name DALI, it sounds very, I don't know. I don't know if there's any story behind it. Probably there is. Is there?
Well, actually, yes, indeed. So when in 2021, OpenAI introduced DAL-E, the name was defined as a combination of Wall-E, you may see there, the name of the fictional robot from a Disney and Pixar movie, and also to the well-known surrealist artist, Salvador Dalí. So I think that this combination makes totally sense because since one is a robot, and if we think of it like a computer system or an intelligent machine, and the artist referred to surrealist paintings or images that in this case, they might be similar to, but not actually identical to reality. So I think it's awesome the way how they combine these two.
That's really spot on.
Wow, this is such a good fun fact. I'm definitely going to use it for my next meeting with my friends or dinner when I want to sound very clever. I'm for sure using this fun fact. And it's actually, like you said, Vic, it makes a lot of sense because Wally is this, we are all probably know the reference of Wally, but also Salvador Dali has like this crazy way of thinking and painting, which sometimes happens when you're using one of those generative AI softwares creating images. You have this crazy image outcomes. Now, thinking about what all of the softwares can do and how they process things and how we all have access to creating images that do not exist out of just a command or just some couple of words. In what way can generative AI contribute to personalization in marketing, Ali? And what considerations should be taken into account in order to maintain ethical marketing practices?
Okay. So again, thinking from a marketing perspective, if we go back to basics, we are responsible for actions, behaviors, as well as having a very clear map of the market, the media consumption, technology, adoptions, and so on. So how do we take all of this information and transform it into strategic business and marketing decisions, but making it fast? So, and this is where I think we should be really grateful on AI tools, because now we can consolidate data in a much quicker manner. But the key difference for us in marketing is that now we have the time to really, really analyze it. But that means that we have the big responsibility of making accurate, responsible, as you were saying, Daph, and informed decisions. And we should provide our customers with what they really, really want and need. So I think that AI is allowing us to create a more relevant communication, and is giving us a range of options to deliver a much better experience. But the interesting thing about all this is that we actually need to do the work. So unlike what everyone thinks, we are responsible for defining the direction. And then technology, we should use it as an element to support and optimize our process. Are working with AI and says it has helped them personalize the customer experience. So that's super key in all this. More than 80% of the marketeers worldwide integrate some sort of AI into their online marketing activities, and 53% of marketers we surveyed used AI for data analysis. So again, if we compare it to the initial stats that were very much about business, we can see that marketing is making much of an effort when it comes to using AI.
But actually, I'm now thinking, can we genuinely label something creative generated by AI as creative or accurate? Or is it solely the outcome of algorithm and data processing?
So to answer to this interesting question, basically, let's have a look to these examples that we are going to see to understand how the way we phrase the question affects the information we retrieve from ChatGPT. So basically what I did is I asked ChatGPT, which are the pillars of Stanislas learning. And ChatGPT retrieved this information where actually response about the theory, that this is a neuroscientist that developed apparently this fundamental learning theory, and include this stuff like neural plasticity, consciousness and unconscious processes, educational implications. But what happened when I rephrase this question to which are the four pillars of Stanislas learning? And why I did this? Because since I knew basically about this information and what was the accurate information, I asked it again. So what happened? ChatGPT apologized for the oversight and retrieved the accurate information that I was looking for. And as a result, we can see that chatting with ChatGPT will provide us and give us some valuable insights. And in this case, should we rely on AI technology and computer systems? Should we integrate a proactive, interdisciplinary, and analytical review through the design, development, testing, and utilization of AI services? Should we consider both? Or maybe we should consider another option. What do you think?
I'm launching the same question in the chat. Let us know your answer. What is the most suitable way to interact with AI? What do you guys think? Just give us your answer in the chat. I will again love to know what you're thinking about it. While everyone reads the question and answers, both, okay, Cami says that both, we should rely on it and also have a proactive interdisciplinary and analytical review. Nathi says be proactive. Well, I think we have learned a lot of the examples that you both have shared with us. Now, I would love to know, what are the potential risks associated with the use of generative AI in different areas that correlate among companies, and how can organizations ensure responsible and ethical usage, Vic?
Okay, so while real-time personalized advertising with the use of AI offer benefits as targeting efficiency and relevance, as Ale has commented before, it also shows significant risk to privacy, manipulation, transparency, and ethical considerations. So in order to balance these potential benefits with this concern, it is required careful attention to regulatory frameworks, industry standards, and ethical guidelines to protect user rights and well-being in the digital ecosystem. And this leads us to some questions. How can we successfully adopt and mitigate this potential risk? How clear are we on what we are trying to accomplish with implementation of AI or any AI? In other words, develop a productivity plan, work with the ecosystem to unlock even bigger benefits, and then, and which I think that is really important, put people at the heart of the generative AI strategy. Configuration, user-centric design, trust and acceptance, quality and accuracy, and also empowerment and inclusion. Here is a survey that PricewaterhouseCoopers has published, and you may
I actually recently found a TED Talk by a lady called Jessica Apontheker. Interesting information on how we behave towards AI. I'm going to share with you just 10 seconds of this 10-minute talk that I found pretty interesting.
Well, I believe marketing, but also every function out there that is being impacted by this productivity revolution, needs to grow a left AI brain and grow one fast, and also identify and protect its top right brain talent. Now you're going to ask me, what do you mean by growing a left AI brain? Well, I mean the function needs to strategically reskill and reorganize to embed people that can build, use, and diffuse predictive AI tools in the heart of decision making.
Wow.
Again, the left and right hand side, that's pretty interesting. Probably if you look at the whole video, it will make more sense. But ultimately, her message is on how we should be developing and evolving as professionals by using and adopting new technologies in our thinking and planning process. Some of the data that she also shared throughout this video, it's very, very interesting. So you can go into the next slide. And it's this one. You'll find contrasting information. So on the one hand, this is a study they did with Harvard. So the Boston Consulting Group with Harvard, they did a research. And these were two pieces of data she shared that I thought were amazing. So on the one hand, it tells you that there is an improvement of 40% in marketing performance when using AI tools, more specifically ChatGPT, right? On the other hand, there is a 40% drop in the collective divergence of ideas when over-relying on AI tools. So what this is telling us, you should use it to continue developing as a professional and not rely on them because, again, as I said it before, you still need to do the work.
Of course, and not only rely that just what happened to Vic, and she's just show us that the response that ChatGPT is going to give you is the right one. She realized that even changing the question gave her a completely different response. And now talking about questions, I think I would like to take this time, since we already have still some time, to go ahead and ask the audience if they have any questions. I see we do have one in the Q&A. But if you have any questions regarding anything, this is your time to add it in the chat so we can
we are marketeers, we are not technologists, so we cannot create the platforms that we need. I think businesses need to be very open about these platforms, because I know it's still very challenging to say, oh, we are going to start using GPT as a support system. Many businesses, I suppose, they are still very skeptical because they may think, oh, what am I paying you for? But especially, when it comes to design tools, there are so many that can help. When it
on your beliefs, what are the areas of expertise should tech professionals focus on learning in regards to generative AI? So I think this is referring to what areas should the professional start developing in order to be able to actually use the most out of generative AI.
So I think that areas such as trying to think about the analysis that you're going to do. So areas might be looking at basically might be any reports around any industry that might be interesting for you to analyze. Basically, a theme that you're looking at. I think that is one thing. Another area might be, okay, so I'm looking at this data. This makes sense to me as far as I understood, as far as I know about the company, I know about the business, I know about the exactly the stakeholder that is going to actually see the report. It does make sense when I'm looking at and what I'm delivering, basically. So I would say basically to look at not only the information that you have around your area, where actually you're working on, but also to think about your background, because surely you have a lot of information, surely you have a lot of insights that you would like to add to the report or the dashboard or whatever you're working on, and it might be also unique because you are unique. You have that knowledge, and that is history, and that's education and mindset and perceptions. So yeah, I will say that.
Thank you, Vic. Ale, anything you want to add to that?
No, I just said, I think Vic just said it. And again, I'm going to go back to that TED talk where she closes. I'm going to steal this quote from her, or not quote, question. She says, we should encourage what you're good at. So she asks the question, what is it that you're good at? And make it, the best, and then use AI to become a superhuman kind of thing. So you just were really spot on and very aligned to what I think after doing all of the research that I've been doing over the past months. Really.
Perfect. Now, to be mindful of the time, because we do have some closing remarks, we have a couple of questions. We'll follow them through with your LinkedIn. So if you have any other questions, if you would like to dig deeper, please go ahead and reach out to our speakers. We'll share with you guys briefly their LinkedIn profile, so you guys can know how to find them, and we'll make sure that they follow up on those questions. So none of the questions will not get unanswered. We'll just have to move along so we keep the matter to the time. In that thought of ideas, in that chain of ideas, what would you ladies give us as a key takeaway? All of this, what have we talk and walk through in this webinar? In a quick phrase, in a quick paragraph, what will be your closing remarks? Ale?
Right. So I think this session has been very nurturing. I hope you all agree with us. And I think, and I stand by it, that we need to be informed and we need to understand what new technologies mean and can have, what's the impact they can have So education before adaptation. I do completely think that's the key learning from all this.
And I too have to agree on that. I know I'm being here the devil's advocate, but I do have to agree on that. As you guys said on the question prior, we have to think of this software, generative AI softwares, as an extension of our abilities, so that we can become those superhumans in our roles, depending on what we want to do, right? And as a final remark, Vic, I would like to hear from you. What is your final key takeaway?
Thank you. So I was thinking about one of the first premises that you talk about, Daph, and it was basically AI is 10%, I am 90%. So I think that our attention should be focused directly toward how we integrate digital transformation in our daily lives during this area of big data. So do we prioritize a digital or an analog existence? Since while technology may influence and in some cases dominates our routines, our unique experiences and knowledge cannot be replicated by any computer system or machine. And each of us possess like two precious gems that I consider that no machine can fully emulate, which are our wisdom and our free spirit. So let's focus and try to understand whether we are like more in a position of living a digital, or are we actually living in an analog existence? I think that that also like will be my key of learning through this webinar.
Thank you so much. What a great closing remarks. Thank you, ladies, so much. I think I speak through everyone here that attended. Thank you so much for sharing with us your knowledge, sharing with us all this information that you prepare wholeheartedly to share with us. And also, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget to check us on our social media to stay relevant of future events and webinars. You can find us in Facebook, X, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. And also, check our website to find out more about how Team International can do for your businesses and how we can help you out. We have so many ways that we can help out, so check it out in our website. Reach out, as I said, to our amazing speakers if you want to just connect or have any questions, follow up with them. You can see here, this is how you can find them on LinkedIn. This is their user handles, and they will reach out to you back, so no one gets non-answered questions. Thank you, ladies, so much. It was a pleasure sharing with you guys this space, and I wish you all a great day ahead.
Thank you, Daph. Thank you, Vicky, and thank you all. We'll see you soon.
Thank you both and everyone. Thanks.
Have a great day. Bye now.